Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the review realm. John here. Wow, it's been 6 years since we've dropped a review on this thing. It's been a really, really long time, and as we announced earlier, the beginning of 2026, just a mere week ago or so, we're back. Yeah, so like I said, I'm John. I'm back, and as usual, joining me, my compadre in these album reviews, Sam. What say you?
Hey guys, Sam the SLB. Uh, I'm shocked. I was literally about to ask you before you hit the record button. How long has it been? 6 years. Wow. It has been
I remember we dropped those top tens at the end of 2020, and then it was
lights out.
shelved from there, and we're back to it 6 years later, man. So this is kind of a warm up review for us. So this is something that we're addressing today came out in 2025. Do you remember, Sam? We did the same with this band in 2017, where we dropped a Facebook exclusive review for an album of theirs.
Was it? Was it them? I did not. It's in the words of Stain Shinedown. It's been a while. So
Yeah. So you clicked on this for a reason, but we're going to be talking. We're going to be talking Trivium once again, and we're going to be talking about their new three-song EP that they dropped on Halloween, "Struck Dead." So I've been listening to this nonstop since Halloween. I absolutely love it. I think Sam, you just listened to it for the first time today. Yeah, three songs, really quick listen. I think 17 minutes. And
mhm.
so I'll get right off the bat, Sam, what your initial thoughts on it were.
I'm gonna quickly shuffle back. The last time I listened to Trivium was when we did a review for What the Dead Men Say. And I had said up until every album prior to that, Trivium could almost do no wrong. Very consistent albums, all great. I loved them all. And for whatever reason, that album, nothing stuck like glue. I totally forgot the album after that. This is the first time I've listened to Trivium start to finish on an album or EP since then. So it's been 6 years. Um, I was a little hesitant, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. We're gonna get into the singles. Definitely an improvement over the last thing I heard from them. So
Yeah, I think because I remember we did review What the Dead Men Say in 2020, and I think yeah, you weren't too crazy about it. So they put out an album a year after that, in the Court of the Dragon, and honestly, for me, like you probably listened to it, Sam, but I did not really enjoy the album that much. I think that was one of the weakest albums they've put out since like the Crusade or something. It just didn't do it for me. So it had been when this EP came out, it had been 4 years since they had new material, which is a long time for them. But I think they just wanted to put something out really quick, bang out three songs, a three-song EP. Oh, man, this was awesome. These three songs. I think this was the first material that they recorded in the airplane hangar that they built for themselves. Uh,
okay, I didn't realize that they had built a new studio.
yes, yeah. They bought out an airplane hangar and they fixed it up entirely, and they're starting to record their material in it. If this Struck Dead is better than everything off of the last album, I think the production on this is pristine. And I said, if they do this on the next album that they do, please, I will listen to it nonstop. Um, so yeah, so really quick, just three songs, but I like all of them. I can't say a bad thing about any of them. Um,
I do have some takeaways, and again, I listened to it once. I was going to listen to it a second time. Initial thoughts, and maybe this will kind of help stream the process. Opening track here, we have bury me with my screams. All right, um, heavy, heavy as shit, in your face. They have Alex Rudinger, who was part of the Faceless. He was in Conquering Dystopia, which I think you and I had seen.
so he's
Uh,
not on this.
Oh, he's not on this? I thought he was the drummer.
Well, he's the drummer now, so that's actually I forgot to mention that, but this is
Yeah.
the last material with Alex Ben.
Okay, so he's the drummer after this. Okay. So, well, the new guy they have is really good anyways. Regardless. So opening track, in your face, super heavy. Um, it gets to the clean, as you expect, the clean choruses with Matt, and then, and this is something I noticed with the first two songs. I have to go back and listen to Struck Dead again. The first two songs, both of their screaming sections, not like the verses, but the interludes, both had the titles, I think, like within there, and I was kind of like, all right, that's a little repetitive, but that was like my biggest gripe. I did love the heavy end on Bury Me with My Screams over the cleaner end. However, with Six Walls Surround Me, it was the flip. I did love the journey it brings you on the cleans, on the melodic pieces, um, than the heavier stuff. Now, I'm not saying it's bad in any way, um, but that was my takeaway. Struck Dead, I need to revisit because that one I starting to get. I was in the middle of something, so but I was really digging that, and that's like a 7-minute track too.
Yeah. Yeah, Bury Me With My Screams was the first taste of the EP, and I said, man, I said if this the like I said, the production on this sounds pristine. It sounds amazing. And I think Matt Heafy sounds better now than he did than he has like on the the last few pieces of material that they put out, because he blew out his voice like 2013, and he had to learn an entirely, or 2014 I should say, he had to learn an entirely new technique, and he never really sounded the same after that. So it really took him like 10 years to kind of to perfect it, and I think he sounds to as close to what he used to at now. He sounds way better now. And I thought he sounded great on these three songs.
He sounds, yeah, he sounds great. He does not sound like he's aged. I mean, a little bit, but it's glad to hear him doing what he did a long time ago. Not hopefully not straining himself over it. Because I remember Vengeance Falls was really good. I'm gonna go through the discography quickly, but I remember, I think Silence in the Soul and The Sin in the Sentence was where they started to focus like solely on like clean vocals.
Silence in the Snow, for sure, they did. Sin in the Sentence, they started to bring it back in a little bit. So I feel like they were slowly progressing him to get back to where he was, and now he's back where he was. Um,
Yeah, and this EP shows it. Just classic. Uh, I don't even know where to start. Like,
like, like that, like some of my favorite parts of the EP, that like that fast section of Struck Dead, and
mhm.
then where he just like, and then they just slow it down a little bit, and you're just like, I like make like a Nick Nocturnal face there.
it it
Um,
had it had some classic like it sounded like classic thrashy metalcore Trivium.
I Six Walls was, I think, the perfect example of like what Trivium sounds like.
Hmm.
It just I love they had this Japanese instrument at the beginning. I don't even know what it was. I'm like, that doesn't sound like a guitar. Matt Heafy's playing something there. I don't know what it is exactly. But man, that the chorus, the speed of it, like the chorus is my favorite part, because like you hear Matt singing, and then you hear Paulo in the background like doing like that high note there, and I said, man, I said this is what Trivium is all about right here, like these three songs.
uh, I would say, in summary, if this is what Trivium sounds like now, especially with getting Alex Rudinger on drums for future endeavors, this new album, when it comes out, is going to be incredible.
Yeah, I think they're gonna start working on it now, and hopefully it's out. They don't really tell you when the albums are coming out, this band, but hopefully it drops in 2026. Yeah, that's like I said, it's kind of a short and sweet because it's just three songs, but man, I can't stop listening to this. I love it.
I'll be listening to it again this weekend.
Anything else to add with it, Sam?
No, I would just tell everyone to check it out. Give it a listen. I think I'm gonna have to without getting into the weeds, I might have to revisit the whole Trivium discography for that. That's how I think. That's how good I think it is. Time for a revisit.
Yeah, I could not recommend this more. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for me. Definitely listen to it if you have 15 minutes. But yeah, that's pretty much our little warm up here for the review realm. We're back to it. We're gonna have full fledged album reviews coming out pretty soon. We have a jam packed January coming at you, so there'll be stuff dropping here pretty quickly. We will be back. The review realm is back to stay, is here to stay.